Well, the big screen is coming down, and we get ready to present this little travelogue to you here tonight. Darlene and I certainly thank you for helping to make this 50th anniversary trip a possibility. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the places we're going. This is just my own home movies, so please understand this is not a Spielberg production here tonight. Some of the places that you're going to be seeing, and I think Rusty will leave my mic open so I can comment from time to time. We flew from here to Munich, Germany, and met my brother Ben and his wife Linda, and rented a car, and we drove down to a place called Herrenchiemsee, Lake Chiemsee, which is halfway between Munich and Berchtesgaden. There's an island in that lake where a king of Germany about 110 or 20 years ago named Ludwig. Ludwig is a German word that means crazy. Ludwig had this thing about building houses. He had 3 of them, and the one that you're going to see on this island tonight was his little summer palace. And he built it on the order of Versailles in France. There are 77 rooms in it, but he only got 13 of them done before he drowned in the very lake that you will see. And then we're going down to, and by the way, in that castle, you're not supposed to take any video, so I couldn't just stand and take video. Fortunately, the camera I was carrying under my arm was turned on, and so they're very bad, but I don't know how that happened at all. Then we're going down to another lake named Königssee. This is down at Berchtesgaden. This was Hitler's favorite lake. We're down now in Nazi country from World War II. Lake Königssee was way down at the bottom of the Kelstein mountain range, on top of which was the Eagle's Nest, and going to take you there as well. We went down to St. Bartholomew's in this boat that probably held 70 or 80 people, and most of the folks got off there at St. Bartholomew's, but the 4 of us and about half a dozen others wanted to go clear down to the end of the lake. And so the captain said to me, "Would you like to pilot the boat?" And I said, "Yes, I would." And people were screaming, and it was not a pretty sight. And you'll see this on the screen. I heard commotion behind me, and I turned around, and the crew were putting on life jackets, which was not a happy thing for me. We're going up to the Eagle's Nest. You'll see the fireplace that Mussolini gave to Hitler on his 50th birthday. I'll take you into Eva Braun's personal room. She was his mistress all those years until the day before he died, and they were married, and they both committed suicide. Take you down inside a place that's pretty horrible. That whole mountainside where Sound of Music was filmed became the home of most of the Nazi hierarchy between 1935 and 1945. It was called the Ober-Salzburg, the Upper Salzburg. And Hitler's mansion was incredible. It cost $3.5 million back in the 30s, and was quite a place. And all over the Ober-Salzburg, these beautiful houses, Goering's house, Bormann's house, and so forth, were built. And they were all connected by underground bunkers and tunnels. And at each turn, there was a machine gun nest. And much to the consternation of Darlene and Linda, Ben and I went down in there, and they came along with us, and you'll see that. And then we'll take you to all that's left of the Berghof. That was Hitler's great, great house. A little bit of the town of Berchtesgaden. Then we'll take you to my favorite place, Hallstatt, which is so beautiful. In Hallstatt, I'm going to take you to a church. It doesn't have many people in it. It has a little cemetery off to the side. And if you're a member of that church, when you die, you're buried in the little courtyard cemetery, but they need the space as soon as you can get done with it. And so after 10 years, you are disinterred. There's no longer any flesh on your skeleton. And the skull and the bones are taken into a room in the church called the bone room. And all the skulls are put on shelves and all the bones right underneath them very neatly. And the families paint on the skulls the name of the departed. I think it's an incredible idea. And I'm going to take you in there. If it grosses you out, it only lasts for about 30 seconds. Then to the beloved balcony there at the old 400-year-old hotel where we stayed as a storm comes up over the mountains. Then to Salzburg, The Sound of Music, take you to the real home of the Von Trapp family, and then the film home that you saw in Sound of Music, and the church in the film where the captain and Julie Andrews were married. Then we're going to fly down to Africa, down to Billy Burr's country, and we're going down to Kruger National Park. You're going to see the giraffes and zebras in our yard. You're going to see the elephant who was very upset. You're going to see us on the third hole of a golf course trying to putt out, accompanied by a massive warthog. Very unusual. Then we're going to fly down to Cape Town. I'm going to show you Cape Point. It's almost virtually the bottom of Africa. And we're going to drive up Chapman's Peak Drive, which is a marvel of engineering. And if you're squeamish, you'll ride with your eyes closed, but it's absolutely beautiful. Then up to Lyon Park for just a few minutes, then to David's Church in Rustenburg, where we'll see part of the service that was a week ago Sunday. There's a precious little girl, one of the 150 who've been rescued by David and Janice, and her life's been saved from certain death because of HIV virus and other diseases. Her name is Danae. She's got to be 5 or 6 years old. She can't sing a lick, but she can dance like you've never seen. And during this service, when the people are singing in David's church, you'll see her, and you'll be blessed. She's a hoot. And then just a little bit of the Lighthouse Shelter, and it's going to last a little longer than I told you. It's going to be about 40 minutes, so let's get rolling, and we'll start on the boat going to Heron Kimsey, Lake Kimsey, to Crazy Ludwig's summer home. Here we go. After 22 years, Darlene and I find ourselves back at Lake Kimsey, along with Ben and Linda. We're going out to Heron Kimsey, one of the palaces of Ludwig, King Ludwig, of about 100 years ago. That's my brother. Doesn't even look like me. He's thin, emaciated, skinny. He displeases God with the way he lives. Are going back now on this little ship we just came in on. Apparently we just missed the big crowd. That's great. This is in Germany. One coming in. There comes my little brother and his precious wife. So now we do the little walk up to the castle. It's about a 10-minute walk. And then the tour. We decided to ride on these wagons instead. It's so hot there that day. Remember, you're seeing a summer home for the king. And so this is King Ludwig's little summer palace, kind of a miniature Versailles. Camera just somehow got turned on here. This is just the entryway. This was the candlelight ballroom, so as long as a football field. So we leave once again.
There are just times when the trip is too beautiful to enjoy out on the deck because of the sun. The windows are wonderful. And then there's just times when you have to take a break.
This is Wednesday morning, the 5th of July, and we're at Königssee, this beautiful lake here at Berchtesgaden. And we're going to get on board this little boat for... The beauty here is just extravagant. Adolf Hitler lived just up at the end of this lake. I still remember the beauty of this place from 22 years ago. Once we go around the bend here into the main part of the lake, it gets even more beautiful. The eagle's nest comes into full view. Guten Morgen. This lake is hundreds of feet deep. You're going to hear a man play a trumpet here, and if you listen very carefully, you can hear the echo going through the mountains, but you'll have to listen carefully.
Ansonsten hat man hier sind die
This red roof building, St. Bartholomew's, historians tell us Hitler used to love to come down here and just sit. We stayed on the boat to go down to the end of the lake. Captain said, "You drive." So I said, "Okay." Been doing this for years now. Little moonlight job that I have.
Braucht jemand eine Rettungsweste? You see it?
That's your breakfast?
We haven't had any breakfast either, so.
Rich and creamy peanut butter cracker.
Zero trans fat.
It was made in Taiwan, huh?
This is a hiking trail to a little lake near Konigsee here. In our little walk here, we have come to this forest. I don't know if the light's going to let it come out the way it really is. It's just dark, dark green. Well, here they can swim then. Isn't it pretty? What'd you say, Ben?
My brother taking pictures. Finally got that camera out. About time.
Lovely places to stay along in here. Do you remember what it was you bought here when we were here last? You were in that long brown leather coat.
I don't know, maybe a piece of lace or something. I don't remember.
Could have been. It's right on one of these.
Maybe a biscuit.
It was in one of these kiosks here. Here's this German architecture with the flower boxes. It's so charming, especially nestled against all these mountains. Now we're going to the Eagle's Nest. It's a little after 1:15, 1:20, and we're on top of the Eagle's Nest Kelstein Mountain, and we're going through the tunnel to the elevator up to the Eagle's Nest. Yeah, this is the only. Notice how cool it is in here. You're walking in the footsteps of the Fuhrer here. Arlene and Linda leading the pack here. Into Hitler's elevator, all bronze and crystal glass. And we're up to the top. It's 400 feet up that shaft. Only way to get up there unless you hike. And way down below us, where we were this morning, at Lake Königssee. We're going to have a little lunch here at the Eagle's Nest. It's very full today, as you might expect in the season. Just panning again over to Betzer's garden and down to Lake Königssee. Salzburg's just on the other side. It goes on and on up into the hills. Now you can see why they called this the Eagle's Nest. It's over 6,000 feet up from the floor of the valley. Here again's our hotel, the Intercontinental. For you historians, that's where Hermann Goering's house was during the war, who was head of the Luftwaffe. Over here, Eagles, the Air Force. Storms brewing up over there behind the mountain. This is inside the Eagle's Nest. It's been made into a restaurant. This used to be a receiving room. Remember, this is not Hitler's house. This is a conference room. Fireplace behind Linda there was a gift to Hitler on his 50th birthday from Mussolini. This was Eva Braun's bedroom. It's now just an entryway. No mention of what it was here, as they continue to try to downplay this whole Hitler era. All this knotty pine. This was the view out of her bedroom window. Not too shabby. This is exiting the tunnel that takes us out of the Eagle's Nest down to where we pick up our bus. That was all gifted to Hitler on his 50th birthday in 1939 from the SS. Here's the Fuhrer
We're way
bunker.
down now in the tunnels, the bunkers underneath the Nazi homes. This is called the Fuhrer bunker. We'll see where it ends up, but it's going to be an interesting trip down through here.
Right. After we turn left. We have no idea what we're doing with that.
Okay, but here's clear direction.
All of these Nazi homes were connected with these escape hatches. What do you think, darling?
I think,
Watch your head.
I have no clue.
What do you think about this, little brother?
What she said. I'm
Oh.
clueless.
Machine gun emplacement here. Some kind of a lockdown place there.
Hitler's, Eva Braun, Dr. Morell, who was his quack
The
physician,
Hitler house.
all lived at the Berghof, Hitler's
It's all
house,
sealed off.
which is just on the other side of this sealed
That would have
entry.
been the Berghof.
Nothing remains of it except one back wall, which you'll see in a minute. This is just about all that's left of Hitler's Berghof, his famous Bavarian palace, this back retaining wall. I'm panning now towards Salzburg in what would have been his living room, office, conference room, bedrooms, kitchen, all the living quarters where he and Eva Braun lived. Now, after all these years, it's grown up. This was all blown up in 1945, so that's 60 years ago. This is all that remains of what was a palatial mansion. Where Ben is standing would have been the terrace over the garage underneath that, where his famous black Mercedes-Benz were parked, underneath that a bowling alley. And this was the terrace where so many of the parties were thrown. And just on over here, the other side of this clump of trees, would have been the great staircase descended by heads of state, including Chamberlain and so many others, where they tried to get peace in our time. So you can see from the outline here, this was a massive, massive house, costing $3.5 million back. We're on the shopping area at Berchtesgaden here. It's just amazing to me, even in this fabulous little town. You look up far away, and there it is. There's the eagle's nest.
You see the
Here's just one of the reasons I love this area so much. I just love the architecture. Now this is the way to paint a building. Tough to do with a roller though. That's a fountain to old Ludwig, who built those palaces. King Ludwig, one of the palaces we visited yesterday.
It's Thursday morning, July 6th. This is our 50th anniversary.
The big day.
And we're getting ready to check out of the Intercontinental Hotel here at Berchtesgaden.
That's where
And
Goering's
head for
house
Austria
was.
and Hallstatt. Just out of our balcony window here, you can see the mountains all around us. And on this mountain, way up at the top, is Hitler's famed Eagle's Nest. We have arrived in Hallstatt. Wonderful drive down here today.
This is in Austria.
We
now.
found it, guys.
We're in Hallstatt. Streets
Little
are
town.
very narrow.
Tiny
Very
little town.
narrow. Here we are. Hallstatt's just almost straight up and down on the side of this mountain. What a spot for lunch, huh? Now, what is it you ordered here?
This is fish from Hallstatt.
Energy soup.
It's energy soup.
And the broth is in the pot there.
That's right. It's a salmon broth.
Is it?
That's what I just said, Dad. It's a salmon broth.
It's a great idea, though, isn't it?
Doesn't get any better than that.
How about that?
How about that? All you need on this is a little pepper.
This is where we just ate and fed the swans from under those umbrella. On this gorgeous lake here at Hallstatt. And over here is a spot for just a few more graves.
Here we go.
This is the bone room. This is the last skull that was interred here about 10 years ago. Died in 1983, interred here in 1995.
Makes you want to go to church, doesn't it?
These are all painted on behalf of the family to show love and memory.
See, under the skin, we all look alike, don't we?
Do you suppose it has an air conditioning system?
That's our hotel, that yellow building. It's 400 years old.
But it has a lake view.
This is where we're staying. Well, we're going to check in here, at least for tonight, see what happens. This is the little square right in front of our hotel, which is right on the edge of the water. We've checked into our hotel here, which has 2 or 3 rooms into it. Very old hotel, no air conditioning, no phones, but it has this, which is rather nice. What do you think, Darlene?
I think it's about as gorgeous as you can get. You need to take a picture that direction through there.
Okay.
To show how beautiful it is.
Okay. This is what we have to look at here, people. It's a little overcast right now. But how night is falling on Hallstatt, and a big storm brewing up in the hills. What an incredible night. Ben and Linda's room is right up here. This is their balcony. Wow. A lot of action up there. Those skies. In the last few minutes, this rain has come up. Boy, is it a dandy. We saw it coming clear down off the mountain. You remember these porches were full of umbrellas and people eating. They have gone. We had this last night too, but not this hard. These geraniums are so sensational here. I wish we could do this in Florida. It's now about 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, the 8th. We have come from Hallstatt to Salzburg to this Goldener Hirsch Hotel, which is a 600-year-old building. And our little domicile here is very nice. It's a little suite. This is the drawing room with all the accoutrements. And then into the master bedroom, there's a closet to our right. And here's the Frau. And coming downstairs into this room, which is very nice. Indeed, very nice. And I'm especially taken with this old chest over here. That's just very, very old. And absolutely stunning. So we're going to make a walking tour of Salzburg now with Ben and Linda, and prepare to go to a concert tonight, a Mozart concert. It's Sunday morning and we're in Salzburg. The bells are ringing in this predominantly Roman Catholic city. All the church bells ring, advertising for the 10 o'clock service. The castle on the hill, which we hope to visit later if we can.
Here, just on the back side, we have some private houses in between where the local people live. Some, they walk here along the line, linden tree, back downtown, takes half an hour, and believe me, beautiful.
This is the road that in
They
the movie,
used it.
from the movie?
Right, they used it, the original road, they used it in the movie. We call it now the Mozart Pass
Where
here,
Maria
back
came.
downtown, where Maria walked down.
You are 16, going on 17. This is that famous pavilion. Hey family, this is a lovely way to spend the morning.
Not too shabby.
No. We are walking to the Von Trapp house, the real one, not the one used in the movie, but where they really lived.
That's Maria there.
What a gorgeous spot.
Just a joke.
People bicycling, riding horses.
I do not understand German. Austrian. Good morning, English.
What a gorgeous spot.
Have no idea who these guys were, but appreciated their coming by at that time.
This is the house that was
That's
used
the house over there.
in Sound of Music.
There must be something because see, everything is decorated, you know. And beside, that's the place where there's originally the gazebo was beside in the garden where we got up there in Hellbrunn, you know.
And the castle up behind it. Here's this terrace that was very prominent in the film. The interest in the movie Sound of Music, although it's 50 years ago, 40 years ago, remains very strong. This is as close as you can get to this house. This is the castle that was used in Dr. Zhivago.
So imagine when there is snow, the horse carriage in between the mountains on the backside, you can't figure out it's in the Soviet Union or here in Austria.
This is the church that was used in the film for the marriage of the captain and Maria. Gorgeous church. Just a museum, really.
This is the outside of the church of the filmed version of the wedding of Maria von Trapp and the captain. This is a lovely village just outside of Salzburg. I love this blue painted.
We're in Africa.
Oh my goodness, what a transformation here. All the way from Salzburg to South Africa. This is the little villa that we have rented in Kruger Park. We each have a bedroom suite, the three couples, Darlene and me, David and Janice, and Ben and Linda. We got in here last night after a long drive from Johannesburg. After a good night of sleep, it's breakfast time.
Oh boy.
How you feeling, brother?
We are hard at work making jungle oatmeal.
This is one of the bedroom suites here in this little villa. We're at Falabora, way up on the, halfway up Kruger on the west. Brother, you're quite a cook.
You betcha.
I'm impressed.
One of the finest oatmeal cookers around. Won numerous blue ribbons at the fair for my oatmeal.
Have you now?
Is that a thing of beauty or not?
Well, we're just comparing camera equipment here around breakfast. And what's this you've got?
This is my Canon 20D digital camera, 8.2 megapixel camera, and this is my Sigma 100 to 500 zoom lens that I take out for wildlife
That's
shooting.
great.
Yeah.
I think Ben's getting his lens, his camera out for us too. Oh, here he comes.
Dave, you got your
So,
Nikon 6000 out. This is the latest Frigidaire, is what they call this. Nice case, flexible work. The neat thing here is when you turn it on, this is an automatic lens.
I can't even hold the camera steady.
If I use high scope here.
And it's light too, isn't it?
So just, you can see, you kind of get an idea here. Profile shots are probably the best here. You can kind of get an idea of what kind of quality we're talking about.
Just outside of our house here is this giraffe. We were just talking here on the porch, and here's this giraffe.
Just want to let you know there are some lions around here.
Yeah, they told us last night.
I did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just had a neighbor come by and say, be careful because droppings from lions are just out here on their driveway. Probably back tonight. There's a zebra in here. You can kind of see him in there. There's the zebra. There goes the big mama giraffe through there. You got all three of them here. Two giraffes. And the zebra. Wow. To turn around,
Could you pull up a foot or two?
just a big old male
Go back? How about if I go back?
bull.
Be better at angle.
We are pretty close here. Maybe 40 feet. He stopped eating. What does that mean?
He's just checking us out. You'll know if he's unhappy. We'll all know if he's unhappy.
We are 20 feet from this elephant. Listen to him. This is a lion-infested forest.
We're on the edge of Kruger National Park.
We have bought all new golf balls, gloves, tees, and several packages of Band-Aids.
Okay, that's great. See you later.
I'll see ya.
See ya.
And we have the two pros in the back here.
Anything to say about this?
This is the pro cart.
Okie dokie. Have a great day.
David.
Someplace in the horizon.
Yards from the pin. Got a wedge. Chipped it. Nice chip. David has about 150 meters here. He's awfully good with these. Now in Florida, we have some difficulties. This is on number 3. And this warthog, pretty good sized ones, right here. How many feet ahead of us is he?
50?
50 feet. Look at those tusks.
There it is, baby. Especially chipping with a warthog on my rear end, you know?
And moving the camera is because my heart's pounding so
That
much.
was a par.
Great
Not
color.
easy to do that with the warthog right on your... We are kind of stopped here as this big elephant's taken over he has taken over the road. And he is coming.
With this turning radius, you might want to start turning right now.
You can back up. I'm hoping he'll catch wind of those people back behind him there.
Look at him coming.
Is that a Ranger behind you?
No.
Well,
Wow.
you see him behind you?
Yep.
Now we're down at Cape Town, at Cape Point, very bottom of Africa, the Atlantic Ocean. Not too far from there, it meets the Indian Ocean. So what happened here, Ben?
Where the plaque is at in 1943, there started to be a lot of U-boat activity right in this area. So the Allied Army, the Allies set up a receiver and a transmission station right there where that plaque's at, to try and pick up activity, the U-boat activity.
Way down below, the surf comes in and waves. So pretty. So far away. Of course, not if I'd go off the edge of this cliff, it wouldn't be so far, I guess.
How many yards is that?
David hits a golf ball a long way, so we want to establish a par 3 hole. The tee would be right here, and the green is over there on that knoll, like a half mile away, isn't it?
I think it's a good half mile.
Is it okay?
So that'd be for, what, a 4-iron?
A couple of them, I'm afraid.
It's just so much easier going down than it was coming up. What do you think, David? A little easier this way.
You're going down, but I tell you, going down hurts more.
Yeah, me too. Are we coming back the same way?
Chapman Peaks Drive, gorgeous place. This road is an engineering wonder that we've been coming up. You can see how it hugs the edge of the mountain here. It goes straight down into the sea. Straight above us here, clouds, top of the mountain. All kinds of places to catch falling rock here. What's this road called, David?
Chapman's Peak Drive.
Lion Park. Hey, buddy. This line's about 5 months old. Is the lion eating you?
Hey! Okay, you got him.
It's now Sunday morning, the 23rd of July. I had the privilege of preaching in David's church this morning. This is the church he started about a year ago. The people are starting to file in, and already you can hear the wonderful music.
Good morning, young people. Good morning. Y'all ready to get going this morning? Greet one another with love. We love you with our hearts. We lift up our voices to you and just pray that this day will bring glory to you. And we thank you for it. And everybody sing. From the end to the cross.
Now this is the shelter. Over 150 kids have been rescued through this ministry. We'll wrap it up with this. These kids have come out of shanty towns. About half of them are HIV positive, but many have been able to be nursed back to full health, farmed out, adopted out to Christian homes.
My baby. No, she's fine there. I'll put this one.
These kids all live in David's house.
My baby
No. No, Jack. No. No.
Jack is a dog, by the way.
How did he get back? I just
Nate's trying. Well, hello there. Where did you come from?
It's not fun.
It's fun.
Why? Let's see. Your dad can be right here in the back. And I'll put these with the biggest kids right there.
Well, they're not all happy. Well, she was screaming a minute ago. She just needs a little love and care, a little love and attention. So you got it. You happy now? You happy? Say yes. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Now watch her spit up all over. Number 18 and 19 from Africa. And this is take one. Staying with me is our beloved daughter-in-law Janice. She and her husband, our son David, run the Lighthouse Children's Center. The story on this one's amazing. Tell us his name.
This is Nolani,
That's why I had you say it.
and he comes from Freedom Park.
And you found him where?
In Freedom Park, they brought him in a little box, and he had been staying on the rubbish bin overnight, and it's just a real miracle. He had come with his things wrapped around his neck and had been tried to be strangled. And he's well and doing great here at Freedom at Lighthouse Children's Shelter.
So, guys, just a couple of months old,
Yes.
and he's going to be just fine. From South Africa, Dan Betzer with my. Look at the size of David's dog. His name's Monty. A wonderful dog. Big old Great Dane. Hey, where are you?
Me, I'm in Africa.
They love Nate here. Nate Santa.
Oh, sorry. Look at the kite.
The hang glider way up over. But these kids are getting their own ride down here. I think a little safer. They're lining up. How you feel, Nate?
Tired. Get my workout.
What's her name?
Tiro.
Well, we're not going to take her home. Just
We
on,
could take any of them we wanted, you know.
just on the video.
She's precious.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
These children that had no chance in the world now have not only a chance, but good life, and they're taught about the Lord and given Christian homes as soon as they're healthy and well. Look at that big swing set back there. 150 children have been rescued here over the short span of time that the shelter's been in existence. Great investment. I asked you to look at that swing back there because that was built by Doug Ford here in the church and taken apart board by board and sent back over there and put all back together. And those kids, they live on that. Well, that went a lot longer than I anticipated. That's my fault. I just hit the switch. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a sensational trip and some beautiful country and challenging things. And the little kid in front of the camera was worth it all. And our little Danae, who did the dance, she's pretty good, isn't she? She's a little kid that came to the shelter from Freedom Park. She was she showed HIV positive. But she had not been nursed by her mother before her mother passed away. So she had a chance, and she survived and is doing very well. And great ministry. Proud of the kids over there for what they do. They work around the clock. In addition to that, David runs the South Africa Media Ministries in Rustenburg. So Nate's helping him now. Nate Sano, you can't believe how happy Nate Sano is. And the people there absolutely adore him. For one thing, he's 6'7". And you almost have to. And it's just precious time. So thank you for allowing us to go. I've taken up all of our time, and next Wednesday or so we'll get into some discussion time. Any question you want to ask before we're done about what you saw tonight? We covered a tremendous amount of territory and hundreds of miles, thousands of miles. Yes? The water in those lakes is very cold, and in fact, down at Cape Town, where you saw the lighthouse, the water there is so very cold that I didn't show it here, but I took video of maybe 30, 40 penguins. And that's cold. It's very cold. So no, you don't swim much in that lake. If you water ski, you go real fast. Okay, dear folks, let's stand and we'll be dismissed. Thank you for coming out tonight. Appreciate you so very much. It was a fabulous time that Darlene and I had to get away, and except for preaching that one morning, just to do nothing. It's a wonderful way to live. I'm reconsidering my whole lifestyle. Father, we thank you for our precious time here in the service tonight. Thank you for these dear folks who've come out and who were so instrumental in helping make that trip possible, and I thank you for it. Thank you for my dear brother and his wife and their work for you and that of the family out in L.A. Thank you for David and Janice and their kids and the work that they do for you. Thank you, Lord, for this great church here, which is such a mission-sending church. And we're so grateful, Lord, that no matter what we see around the world, the involvement and the investment in missions is absolutely, eternally pure gold. And we thank you for the privilege of seeing it happen before our very eyes. Bless these dear folks. Give them a night of rest and the best Thursday they have ever known. And as we gather in this house on Sunday, Lord, let it be a great day for the kingdom of God. And all God's people said amen. Amen. God bless you. God bless you. Have a good night.